on there. Hello. All right. Yeah, I know it's all about somewhere. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to something slightly different. So I'm actually building a new PC tonight, as some of you kind of already know. The PC that I've got here is a little bit old. In fact, it's about 7-8 years old now. It's an i7 8700K with a 1080 Ti in it. Tonight we're actually building a Ryzen 7 7800 X3D with, I can't remember because I can't find the box, a RX 7800 XT graphics card in it. So it's going to be, you know, a considerable step up from what we had before. and then my new computer, my old computer is going to go over that side of the desk for my son to play Minecraft and do schoolwork and other bits and pieces on. This is my first computer build, so my friend Cole here has come. I've pestered him to come and say hello and help. Cole used to build computers for a living, so I've pestered him long enough because he stopped doing it. I was like, but please come and help me. And yeah, he's come to help me build and make sure I don't screw up a very expensive computer build. We've already done, so as you can see, obviously we've already got the motherboards with the chip in. I might as well bring this over for a minute. We've already got chip in, RAM in, M.2 in, because obviously we did a power cycle test first to make sure that everything worked, make sure that we didn't have any problems, any issues, make sure things weren't broken, because, you know, Amazon send things without protective wrapping, so you've got to check. So yeah, basically we're going to go through, we're going to learn along the way, so I'm going to be asking Cole a lot of questions that might seem stupid, but as someone who's never built a computer before, I kind of want to learn as we're going, and that's the aim. There's a couple of little bits that Carl is going to do to make sure that I don't screw up, you know, a couple £1,000 worth of computer parts. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. If you do have any questions while we're building, feel free to ask. I will do my best to keep an eye on stream and answer questions. In fact, I'm actually going to close some bits down in a minute and throw it up full screen, so that we can actually see what's going on. Unfortunately, I can't get rid of this little white box around us. What I can try and do, though, is try and change this mic down here a little bit so it's not as annoying and in the way. There we go. Hopefully now you will be able to kind of see and hear, and that microphone's not in the way. So yeah, we'll crack on, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I don't mess anything up, guys. Fingers crossed. Let's see.
What did you were talking about then?
Yeah, I always break something. That's kind of what I do. I always have this habit of breaking things, guys. I also know that chat isn't working on the screen like it normally does. That's because I've had to turn some bits off while I'm getting this to work, unfortunately. There we go. Chat's open now. I can see that. I'm going to wiggle around here. You went to drink your cup of coffee then.
Really? You won't like that one.
No, I won't.
Because there's no sugar in it.
Your coffee? No, I don't have coffee in my sugar anymore.
I don't have coffee in your sugar?
Oh, I don't have sugar in my coffee. I stopped doing sugar. I still have it in my tea. I don't have sugar in my coffee anymore. That's because the amount of coffee I drink, I realised that I was having so much sugar, I physically couldn't keep doing it. It wasn't good. It wasn't good for me. So yeah, guys, look, we're building into this. This is the Hyte Y60 or Hyte, however you want to pronounce it. We're going to be building into this case right now. That's the aim anyway. What are we doing?
So all I've done is pre-installed your cooling block. Your cooler goes and just clicks in. No messing around.
That adapter, that's because the Intel's different to...
No, so they come with a different adapter anyway.
Right.
Because they've not... The Intel and the AMD one. The AMD's a clear split one. The Intel's a pop-in one.
Right, so you need a different mount.
You have to have a mount underneath it above it. The AMD boards come with a mount already in the back end. You don't need the rear mount that comes with that. Whereas the Intel rear mount doesn't come. So then all you have to do is get everything in the right order, in the right way. Otherwise it doesn't quite fit.
I've just had a thought. Have we put case and everything?
Already on that.
Already done. Okay. I couldn't remember because I know we put the chip in. You said let's turn it off quickly when it's power cycled. You said we've got to stop for it. Oh, okay.
There's already.
Do they all have it on?
So generally when you buy them, they'll come with paste on it.
Right, okay.
So whether it's up to you whether you want to change it. So it doesn't need
it on this side of them.
Once this goes on, basically what's going to happen is that's going to go into place and it's going to click in.
Right.
So ideally you then have to choose which types, whether you want them
there, that way, there, as you do it, right?
As you do it.
Okay.
And then
because as it locks into place, it locks into place.
Yes. So we do a power cycle. The first one post test
to make sure everything works.
You can build everything in the case. If it doesn't work, you don't know if it's a you've created in the case. I don't know if you haven't connected something.
Well, but doing it outside the case.
Doing it outside the case, you've got everything ready. It knows.
And then if we put it in, it doesn't work. We know, well, it worked before. We've done something wrong why build it?
So then you
Well,
are
I've done something wrong. Why I'm building it?
Yeah. So
Right,
instead
okay.
of taking it all apart, again, you just have to take the board out.
Right. Okay. So what do we do first?
So the first thing
I know that's got to go in there, but is that the first thing?
No. So that's probably one of the last things to do,
right?
Because other stuff gets.
Right. Okay.
So once you put other things in there,
it makes it harder to get to that. So we'll start with this then.
Yeah. So we want to put it face down. We want to put the power supply. So what's the screws for the power?
Those ones there, yeah. Riser. Right, okay. So these cables are for...
They're for the fans.
They're for the fans underneath, and they're for all the front buttons, aren't they?
All the front I/O. And then this little slot here is for your power. It does go in there. Goes in there.
It goes in because we've tested it, guys, and we'll actually talk about this in a minute because it's really worth noting. So I've watched loads of videos on this particular case and the build because I was umming on doing it myself or letting a shop do it. And then, like I say, I kept pestering that Cole, come and help me. I was like, we're going to do it myself. But there are some problems with the case is lovely, but there are a few nuances. Is that the right word?
There's a few.
The power supply fits in, but it doesn't fit in the way you want it to fit in. You meant it. It's obviously designed that you put it in, you slide it back. And with all the videos I've watched, there have always been slight differences, and we've noticed that with this case to actually get it in. It's like the bolts and the riveting at the back are only got to be like 0.5 mil out, and it means it's a very tight fit. It won't slide in as it should. You kind of have to put it under and then push up and then push down and then slide. You can't just slide it straight in as you should because things don't quite line up. But that's, it's metal. It does have a bit of give to it. I'm assuming, obviously I know the buttons go to the back. I'm assuming fan out.
Yeah, because
it's not doing it. It's not getting any air into it.
So I don't know if you want to explain what you're putting in, why you chose.
I don't, because you told me to. So this is a power supply. It powers the computer.
So we went with a C.
Yeah.
Not the best in the world.
But it's not the worst. It's not the worst in the world.
It's a very good mid-range.
And we know we needed at least 750 watt for everything that's going into it.
Yep.
And we went slightly bigger, if I remember right, didn't we? We went 850.
We also went with the gold.
Yeah, there we go. So it's an 850 gold rated. So it does everything we need it to do and a little bit more. So if down the line in the future there's upgrades, it will handle upgrades without having to replace. But this is the problem with my i7 build over here, is that it's kind of, the board limits everything, doesn't it? Power supply limits. It was built on a budget to do a specific job, which it does, but now I'm trying to get more out of my machine and do more out of it. I kind of need to step up, and that has pretty much meant an entirely new build. I couldn't just upgrade one thing in that one to do any one job because it meant other upgrades as well. I think that was a generational gap as well with the Intel thing, wasn't it? The boards
so
and
if you was
the
to change the CPU,
and then I'd have to change the RAM, and it just got really, it just made sense to give that to Albie and make a whole new machine. So yeah, we're going to put this one in. I'm going to try not to ruin it. Cole's already showed me the knack of coming from the top, so it's a bit twisted, and then you push it back and down, see, and then it slides in. But if I tried to just slide it in, it wouldn't, because it actually catches on the top bracket for the hard drive cases, isn't it?
What that is, it's actually a platform to stop the hard drives.
Right, so I'm guessing that this needs screwing in to stop it wobbling
so
about, which is these ones here, isn't it? But if I was to put this in the other way, because it looks like it touches the metal, now, for the sake of, again guys, I'm going to ask silly questions because I want to learn as well. That touches that part of the case. If that was flipped over and the fan was touching the case, will it burn the power supply out eventually because it's not getting air into it? Or will it just get very, very hot?
It would get hot. Eventually, it would suffer heat damage, but it would take a long time. That power supply specifically will run a hybrid mode, so it will reduce its fan when needed. It doesn't actually, but when it's there, what do you want?
Bones. I can't see where the hole is.
That what she said.
Yeah. So it does actually need to be raised up a bit.
Yep.
And up to there.
Needs to go quite a bit.
Yeah, quite a bit. It didn't look like needing to go.
You will have a small gap behind it.
Is that so that there is an airflow so that if some numpty does put it in the wrong way, it doesn't touch, right?
That means if you do put it in the wrong way around, you'll get a bit of it. It will reduce.
So I pretty much just answered my own question by going a step further. Awkward to try and hold. When it's in, it's in.
And that's what she said.
Story, yeah, I was going to say story of my life. When it's in, it's in.
Can't touch the sides.
Is it in yet? No, darling, it's not.
That's really not what you want to hear.
Huh?
That's really not what you want to hear, to be
What,
fair.
is it in yet? If she's asking you that, guys, you most definitely are doing something wrong. This is where I find out the hard way that I haven't actually tagged the stream as not for children. And little kiddies are going to their mummy, what does he mean? What does he mean? Hey Scrub, how you doing? Yeah, it is a nice build. It's a lot of a build. I kind of owe my wife not only a massive thank you, but probably a lot of presents down the line as well. She's going to use this against me for the next couple of years at least, I imagine. What have we not taken off? Oh, the stupid plasticky thing. Ah, there we go. Oh, shiny.
Yeah.
Shiny. I like it when they shine. Right, so, what now?
So, we're going to have a cup of tea.
What else?
You can see your routing through here. So you can preempt it.
Right. Because I know the power supply for the board's up the top here.
Yeah.
So I want to come through the top for the power, don't I? So there's less cabling out on the side.
So that's that one there. That's your graphics card. PSU ones are up here.
But that's what I'm saying. Until the board's in.
You can't.
So I'm guessing I can't use this hole because there's going to be a board there. So until they're in, you kind of don't want to put your cables through because you don't know where you're going to want to run them.
Look. There's holes specifically for specific things.
Right, okay.
That's so you can see where the board ends.
Left your torch on.
You can see where the board ends here.
Right.
There's
So
gap at
you
the
can
top.
then go, so that, and that's specifically to run the cables in straight in and not have loads of cables inside the case, but to have it at the back of the case.
So then you can pull them all tight at the back. Cable tie them onto the little cable tie pumps here.
Right. And that's why we've got cable ties in
So
the
because
packet with it.
you want water cooler, we now have to
Do the fun thing of
so you
trying to...
have to undo that one.
Now, here's the funny thing as well, guys. The reason we have to take this apart rather than just slot it in is why the Hyte case... I'm going to call it a Hyte. I don't know whether it's Hyte, Hoot or what. I'm going to call it a Hyte case. It's really cool the way they've designed it. You can actually put the radiator on top and then the fans from underneath. Problem is, there's not actually enough room here to fit it through, which means you do have to unscrew the case. With my other one, it kind of just all went straight up. With this one, you've got to take out the tray separately and then do it, which is fine. It's only 6 screws. But it's just worth noting if you are kind of building one, you do have to take the tray out. You can't just do it all in one. What's wrong with those? Or what are you having a face like that for?
Well, NZXT in their wisdom don't tell you which way they're.
That mean plug it in and find out?
So basically, when you look at the fan, which way would you assume?
That way, because of the way the fans are designed. Yeah.
So then when you pick handle,
The way the blades are.
feel the air coming through.
Yeah, because if it
Normally-
went the other way, it'd be inherently the way the fans are designed. It'd be trying to send the air back that way, and you want it to go out.
Yeah. So normally they'll have a little arrow, So arrow to show you which way it spins.
Right.
Arrow show.
The air,
air
so
flows.
intake. That's where you were talking about earlier. You were talking about. Cole's been here a few hours, by the way. That's where you were talking about intake and exfil, exhaust.
Exhaust, yeah.
Right. Okay.
So again, that's ready. So basically, what we have to do, we have to mount that on that.
And put that.
No.
Drop. No.
Mount it on that.
Mount that on that first.
Yeah.
that, but make sure that those cables go like that, yeah?
Yeah, so as long as those cables go through, fine.
Right.
What you now want to do...
How do I mount that to that? I guess and turn that over.
Turn that over. Lean it against something that's not going to get damaged or scratched.
And I'm guessing it screws.
Through the fans.
Through the fan. Oh, so we have to put the fans on as well.
Yeah.
So you got. Right. Okay. This is where you need 1,000,001 arms, is it? Or am I just being stupid here? Do I put this somewhere else?
Basically, we want to keep the cables in the same sort of direction, but you have less cable.
Does it matter what way?
Well, if you put it that way, you've got a cable this side.
If you do it this way, you've got room to put the cables through to keep them out of the way.
So then you've got it. So it's probably best off that way there, and then just match it all the way down.
Right.
So as long as those fans stick out, we're putting it in upside down. At the moment we're working on it upside down. Okay, so everything in the case, these all like
that way. Right, okay. And the screws have to go down through, bite into the radius, so it clamps the case between the two.
You don't want to go too tight with the screws.
Oh. You sit down for a minute. I've been stood up for too long. As you all know, guys, I am still recovering from a hip replacement, which means standing or sitting for too long is a pain in the arse. But it does give me a minute to catch up with chat. A bit of overkill for just Ray to play. Yeah, it is indeed.
Knows you too well.
Yeah.
That should.
No, if you look back on the channel, you'll see I play lots of games. I stream and play lots of games. I've done videos on lots of games. And outside of any kind of just content creating, which I haven't done for a couple of years, I do play a lot of games. And they are intensive games. But obviously I stream and play from the same rig. Yeah, I stream and play from the same rig from one machine. So that's why we've gone kind of slightly more intensive on what it does. Good build for Tarkov. I will come and play Tarkov with you, Weege, at some point, mate. You've played Tarkov, haven't you? And yeah, Cole probably will pull his hair out by the end of it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he used to do this for a living, so he's used to idiots asking him questions, and he knew full well before we came around, didn't you, that you would have a night of idiot questions. But that's how I learned.
We've already had this before.
Yeah, we had this when I built that one. The difference is, I'm actually.
This when we built the white one.
Yeah, the difference.
Then we built that one.
The difference is, the difference is, I'm actually building this and learning. I'm not just watching over your shoulder like this.
Yeah, I'm just putting your washers on.
Right.
All the these have got washers on.
Yeah.
So that you don't push the screw through
the case.
No, not through the case, through the actual rubber. So you have to line these screws up.
Well.
With the holes that are.
I should also say, guys, I'm not a total idiot when it comes to, mechanical things, screws and working on bits. I do build motorbikes. I can build, and I have built motorbikes from scratch, from boxes. So I kind of know how to use a screwdriver and how to build some things, but, it's...
He knows how to screw more things than other things.
I know how to screw more things than a screw, yeah. I've got 2 kids.
They might not be yours.
No, they're the postman's.
Milkman's.
Let's just say the postman came in and he delivered more than a parcel. Right, so I'm guessing then it's easier to go for the end one then, because then you can line the middle, square the middle one up to the 2 of them, because you want everything to be nice and square, not nick any cables underneath it. Yeah, so anyway, answering Wee's question, have you played Tarkov? Haven't you? I'm sure you said you played Tarkov. Escape from Tarkov. It's a bit like the PUBG thing.
Years and years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure you said
played
at some
a Tarkov game.
Yeah, I know you played it sometimes. Cole does lots of testing for games, like I have before with beta tests and alpha tests and things.
Not anymore, I'm a bus driver.
Yeah, now he gets to drive buses now. He's one of those bus drivers. Do you know what? Actually, it reminded me the other day of the Only Fools and Horses joke about how he was down and upset and he was going to drive into the cliff, but how they did this and did that, and he went no, but everyone was on the bus at the time. It made me think of you. Like, you can imagine a bus driver having a really bad 5 minutes, can't you? Wanting to end it all, but having a load of passengers on the bus at the same time.
They got that wrong. When you're a bus driver, you've got big weapons. You take everybody out.
You take everyone with you.
Exactly.
Is it? No, it is a question actually with bus driving, because so I say, guys, I'm recovering from a hip replacement. Huh?
Did you take that one out?
No, I haven't taken any out. You haven't put it in yet. So I will have to look at going back to work soon, or some point this year, as I recover. Obviously, I'm an ex-soldier. Cole's ex-RAF for his sins. Someone's got to do it, I guess.
Because the intelligent people.
But just out of curiosity, because it is something I've thought about with driving, because I'm not going to be able to stand too long. I can definitely drive a lot easier and be on my feet, being physical anymore. You know, I'm not going back to a building site, put it that way. How hard is it to become a bus driver? Is it something realistically I could look at doing? Yeah. I'll have to talk about that later down the line. Right, so that's
£15 an hour down it.
back on there.
Right, so we can just put that to one side.
So check it now. I'm just making sure that they're all screwed like that one there. Look. Do another turn on. The turns on that. It's not all the way attached to the
No. The only thing you got to watch.
Yeah.
Don't do it too tight. Look behind these. Radiators.
Yeah.
Go too far deep, you'll puncture the radiator.
Right, that's all done.
Right, so basically what we're looking at this. Get these ones. Feed them for out of the way.
So that when we drop it in, we're not trying to feed them back up through.
No.
They're already done.
Yeah.
Okay. So I chose the NZXT case. The NZXT cooler. It's the... I'm looking down at the box. It's the Kraken 360 RGB because, you know, if it's going to look... If we're going to build a mighty machine, then it's got to look good as well as do the job. Obviously NZXT made sense. I did look at the Corsair stuff, but we ended up with NZXT. So we've got plenty of lovely lights to play with afterwards to make it look sexy and cool, which is going to be really, really cool. That one over there, that one over there. Why are there two cables per fan?
Because one's for the RGB.
And one's for the fan. One's for the fan. It's not just one cable control. Surely it would make more sense to have one control. You've got it in your hand. It's because there's a control unit.
No, this is just the RGB.
That's what I mean. Because there's a control unit for the RGBs. If they didn't have a control unit, it wouldn't have two cables on it. It's only because this cable runs to that box. So cheaper ones, like I've got in there, that don't have the box control unit with them, only have the one cable, which then means less wiring.
Yep.
Which is why you said it's going to be a pain in the arse for cable management.
That's why we're doing it this way, not the other one. That's that one.
That one goes there. And obviously I chose crystal white as well, guys, rather than any other colour. It had to be white. You can also see behind me, I've spent this week painting and decorating. What you can't see on camera, and I will show you later, is that the other half of the room, outside of this camera angle, is still battleship grey. Because I've only been able to do half of the room, because I have to move everything from this side of the room to that side of the room, paint, and then move it all back again. But the aim is to get this stream done, spend the next 2 or 3 days getting some videos done for next week, get all them scheduled for upload, and then I can actually rip the other half of the room out, get all the computers off the desk, and then actually paint the other half of the room. Right. So now I can move this out of the way. All that they're all on there, yeah? Yeah. All the cables are through. I can now move them out of the way.
Yeah.
Don't need those. I know the microphone's not picking it up, but I can hear my little one, the other side of my 3-year-old, the other side, like playing around, bless him, going, "Rah!" He loves dinosaurs. He loves roaring. Right, so we're done with those ones for a minute. Can't remember what these are for. What did I put these? Oh, they are for that radiator, aren't they? They're to hold that back in that case.
In?
Oh, you meant me with Tarkov pulling my hair out. Why? Why do you say that? Is Tarkov not good? Is it not great? Is it a pain in the backside?
Tarkov.
I can't be a bus driver. I'll be sacked on the first day. What? Because some arsehole will get on the bus and say something and I'll throw them off the bus. Yeah, probably. That is actually a very good point.
This is...
Oh shit, I gathered that. No, I don't, but I know it's cabling.
You want 4 then?
No.
I'll let you do it then. You can
No,
figure it out yourself.
don't.
What could that be for?
That looks like motherboards. No? That's what it looks like, doesn't it? It looks like these ones that go on there. Then you see why I thought that? Because I thought those clips would go in the other parts there.
Those?
Yeah,
like
that's what I thought.
How many pins have that got?
About 20. Graphics cards?
Nope. What was you just doing?
Cooler. So this is for the cooler. But there's only one thing on the cooler, and that's that one.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to guess is that one there. That one there?
Yep.
So that will go into that. Right, do I do that now?
Can do.
Or do I wire it everywhere else first?
Do it now, you can do it later. Just making sure you know what it is.
Oh, okay. So why does this... Do these go into the power supply? Right?
No, so they go onto the fan. That one there goes.
So it's got power.
That's for your fans.
Oh, what? All the little... the black parts of those go into those?
One of the black. The other black part goes into that.
3 fans, 3 cables.
And also with NZXT you get given header. Goes onto the board, so you're only using one USB instead of 2. Yeah. Also both.
So even though I've got an extra set of fans, I won't need the extra control unit.
No, you'll need the extra control unit. It's only for a 3 fan markup.
Right.
Whereas the other one will be for a 3 fan.
So I'll still be using both ports, but I'll be using them over 2 lots of...
So you'll be using them for different things.
Right, okay.
So this has got the same sort of thing.
So this one I can put over here with this one, so I know it's go with that later, yeah?
These will have a very similar thing.
Except they are mounting into the case here, aren't they?
Yeah. So you'll have your...
So I'll have 2 here and
Yep.
1...
2 there and 1 there. So what I'd probably suggest is you put 1 on, back.
on the back. That's going that way.
So you should have a look, just check to see if it's got any
I can
arrows.
feel the air. If
Yeah.
I go that way, I can't. If I spin it that way, I can't feel the air. But when I go that way, I can feel the air blowing on my hat. So that is.
Usually the fan shape. That's usually, that would be that way.
I can't see any arrow.
No.
I suppose as well, you could also look at it and go, look, the cabling's on the back.
But it might just be that you've got a push fan, pull fan.
Right. Okay.
So you have multiple different fans.
That one going on there, but where does it? How does that fit on there?
I want to put it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I was just holding it in to see how, because there's nothing. You need nuts on the back of it, surely.
So you've got little screws that come in the box.
I know one can go on the case. Yeah, it's just there's nothing there to actually fit on the back, so it needs something on. It needs a nut on the back, doesn't it? Oh, so are they threaded? Oh, sorry, that's what I meant. Are they threaded?
No, so you create a new thread.
Are they self-tapping? They're self-tappers. Right. Okay. That's what I was trying to get at. There's no nuts. There's no thread.
No.
So what am I doing? If they're self-tapping screws, they come from the back and hold it into place. Right. Okay.
So if you want, we can go with the board now and do the fans after.
Right.
Or you can go with the fans now, do the board after.
Will it be easier to get the board? I can put this back. Well, actually, no. The fans. That one's going to not be in the way, and those 2 are going over there, so they're not going to be in the way, are they? We could do them first.
But it's whether or not you want to get access to this. Just going through here.
Both of those go through there, yeah.
Yep.
That then goes in here, and I'm guessing, as long as I go in those ones there, I could just loosen the screws off to raise or lower it.
Yeah.
Actually, it's going to need to go about there, look, because of the angle.
Not the greatest, this greatest design.
No.
On the fan port, I would say that the fan doesn't. Yeah. But they did have a fan on there from the start, didn't they?
Yeah. There and there, and then just go up.
Get the fan off. Not gonna be...
It wasn't an RGB. Why is that not screwing into there, Carl? No, that really isn't liking it.
Right. Went into grey plastic.
So I just didn't want to break it, that was all. You're quite literally making the.
Yeah.
You're making a new thread yourself. That's why we're using self-tappers. Do you know what? I fucking said that right at the beginning, didn't I? I said they're self-tappers. Should have known that anyway.
Also, it's only cut into.
Yeah. Okay, so they're one there. That's going to feed through there. One thing I do want to do, that is going to annoy me otherwise. No, that's alright, that size. It's alright. No, it's not. It's not quite square. Loosen that off. Loosen that off. There we go. Got to be square. Hmm?
Yourself.
Oh,
I'll be inclined.
instead of
Fans. This takes a larger fan and a small. Yeah, just with the cables at the bottom
so that
they're not on show.
out of the way. Because I know that it has these here to stick them through.
Well, you can do it for that if you want to go through the little side bit.
I'm not worried either way. Top one would go then through. Actually, it doesn't matter, yeah, because the top one will go through there and the bottom one will go through there, then wouldn't it? Yeah, because there's plenty of room in here.
So yeah, we got to do is screw
And
those
then-
into place.
Screw them on there like that. Yeah. Okay. Right, do that then. I'm actually enjoying this.
Build it.
Huh?
It's toy.
Like
Lego.
I was just going to say, it's like Lego,
Yeah.
but a very expensive Lego that if you get wrong, you're going to cry. Or
Well,
maybe.
actually, no, with the cost of Lego nowadays. You seen the cost of Lego?
Have you looked in the unit behind you and seen how much Albi's had for Christmas? I know how much Lego got.
No, they it's almost cheaper to buy a PC.
And I've got a Ford GT over there. Yeah, it's not there. I've got a Ford GT over there, big boy. It's going to take up, half of one of those shelves. We've got the Lamborghini in there to build. But yeah. Unfortunately, with a child and daddy who loves Lego, I am very, very well aware. Buy some Lego. Those.
He's looking aesthetics on the bottom ones.
Where am I wanting to put this? As low as possible?
Yeah, because you've got to get another. Well, just put it in loosely, so
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
then put this one in.
Tighten them up more. Got to put so much force on to actually tighten them up. I want it to still be loose, like you say, to move. I'm not going to be able to. I just want to be able to nip them up in place. And still move.
Then exactly the same. Nice thing is, we're not.
So if I did want to add another drive down the line, what would you say, knowing what we put in it already, what's going in it? Another M.2.
Unless you want to save money.
I'm not obviously.
Because bear in mind, games are now starting to require.
Well, see, this is the other thing. Like the games take up so much space. Like CODs, like nearly 300 bloody gig.
If you take Starfield,
Yeah.
PC variation of Starfield,
Which is what I am going to be playing Starfield. If you saying I'm not going to be able to install it because oh right, okay.
the M.2 is just
Right, okay.
you've got two variations of the M.2, which is one we put in is the M. So because we've gone with the 4 terabyte drive, worry about up until that point.
So if I loosen this up and raise it to the top of this,
Do it however you want to do it.
and I like the look of it. Then there's a smidgen of a gap between them, and then the other ones, because the other one's sat at the bottom of the hole. If I put this one to the top of the hole, And that look quite nice. There's that little, there's a nice little gap between them.
Yep.
The cables are all coming through there, that's fine. I'll try and get up to the floor. Is there anything else while I'm down here? Is there anything else I can do before I struggle to get up to the floor?
At the moment, all we've got to do is plug one of them.
Getting off the floor at the moment. Not very easy. Oh. I will say one good thing though, guys. I have been cleared by the surgeon to go back to normal now. After only 6 weeks. 6 weeks post-op on Friday when I went to see them. So that's gone really well.
So, do you want to run everything off the same cable so you have less cables in the back?
In terms of?
So you can run off everything, the pump, fans, off one cable. Just a matter of, because you have no SATA drive, you don't need, really only for pump. So, twin.
That gives me less cabling then.
Have less cable.
And we'll just keep that in case I need it down the line.
As long as we are only using two sides, we don't need any more.
This is the only problem with this room. When I start streaming and doing bits, it's so bloody hot.
So basically, that goes into the power supply.
And spoke about this earlier, but they can only go in one place if it's right.
Yeah, so if we move it forward, you can actually read what's on the power supply. So we're looking at peripherals and
they're all 246. They're all the same. So
but these are not. So if you try to put that in there,
well, I wouldn't anyway because they're not 6. That's an 8, isn't it?
They wouldn't fit.
I mean, I'd look at that even though I don't know what I'm doing. I'd still look at that and go, that's got to go into a hole with 6.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if you tried to put that in there,
it wouldn't go.
Wouldn't fit quite right. You'd push it in,
but you'd know
you'd go,
the resistance on it is not right. So
but
this one can go in any of them. Do we have more to go in?
No, that's it.
So I can come in the middle and give myself a bit of wiggle room then to get it in and out. Nope.
That's it.
That's it. So that can just sit out the way for a minute.
That one to power up. That one to power up.
No.
Swap that out.
What you just told me wrong.
No,
Anyway.
no, so the reason why is there's 2.
Yeah.
4 we want to do.
Because we've got 2 control panels.
Because we've got pump,
yeah,
fan, and your second fan.
Right.
Yeah. Same thing. Doesn't matter which plug it goes into, as long as it's the right.
Yeah, the only reason I did that there is because it gives me a bit of wiggle room. You start to get my fingers in.
So now you can turn your PC back the other way completely.
Without catching any cables underneath. Yep.
Now you can put it on his back.
Without catching any cables.
Well, it wouldn't matter about the cables at this point.
I'm trying not to catch them on the desk. And put a split or a cut in any of them.
So now, if you want to explain this one away, you can do. We're about to put that.
That's a motherboard. It makes shit work. That is my computer expertise.
Body, brain.
No, so we went with. Hold it like that, can't I?
Yep.
We went with I went with a tough gaming one just because I like the look of it. We've got an M.2 under there that we went with, a 4 terabyte one. We've got the Ryzen 7800 X3D chip in it, and we've got 2 sticks of T-Force Delta DDR5 RAM. And that was the thing, my other computer is DDR4, that's why it would have been a board swap and a RAM swap and a chip swap. It made more sense to build a new computer.
So we're going to go pull that out of the way.
And I'm guessing it just sits straight down.
So you have to get it in line.
The only thing I can't touch.
No, you're all good at this point, just not the chip. So basically we're going to feed it in. So it sits down.
Yeah. And then I'm guessing those holes come through
You
those
mark up
6
that, but there is a little
holes.
slot. So you want to So basically we're just going to slide it so it mates up against the case.
trying to get
Goes all the way across and it will just click into place.
trying to get those holes to line up there. Yeah.
There you go.
Like
So you see it's clicked into place now.
That's on those screws. So why are they? I noticed they were off, keeping it off the case. Is that airflow again?
No, it's to stop it shorting out.
Right. Okay.
So if you think about it, all the pins at the back of the board
Would
are
touch
all
the
soldered
touch the
through.
case.
They'll
Yeah.
touch the case and it'll short.
Because
Not really forever.
Do you? We did so now. You know, talking power. I don't know enough about electrics, but I do know like when I do my lights and things like that. I've got a neutral, a live, and I've got an earth.
Yep.
Do you have earths in computers? Or is that what the power supplies do?
The power supply is got your neutral earth and live.
Or do we actually add a cable into earth it?
So you have your earth from your socket.
Right.
So the power supply itself generates the 12 volt.
Right.
So bear in mind the machine isn't actually 240 volt. It's 12. So
Power supply sorts of different out and regulates it to do its job.
yes.
Right.
Now that is motherboard and
So I'm saying one of these in each one of all of
Yep.
those.
that is for the PSU, which we don't need. That's for hard drive. which we
Get
don't need.
this rubbish. So I know I'm using there for that. There's a lot of screws in here. I'm guessing I don't need all of them.
No, because they're for SSD.
I also can't remember if it's.
My one it is.
Yes, it is. Well, I've got similar handles on mine, so I'm quite sure. I'm guessing that literally down in there like
Straight
that.
in. Straight in till it stops.
Like a normal screw. I'm guessing that just that tight. It doesn't need to be
Doesn't make
overly tight.
Yeah, just tighten it until you're happy.
If I tighten it until I'm happy, it'll probably go snap, to be honest.
Tighten it till you're happy because you're going metal into metal.
Yeah, but there's a an expensive bloody board between the two of them, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's got a. So if you notice it clicks into place when you put the board in,
Yeah.
raised lip.
So you can't strip
So
the
the
board
board
with.
just
So you
sits
can't
on.
strip the board with a screw. Well, I'm guessing you probably could, but it would take an
We could
awful.
try.
It would take an awful lot of force. You would know that you do. Right, so that's one. There. I nearly. Cause I'm so used to putting screws in my mouth to hold them. I don't want to be doing that, do I?
So on this one, you've got another one. Just up and through the S.
Yeah,
SD.
there and there. I did see that earlier. It is a pretty cool design.
So I
Looking.
don't know if you want to.
That's not screwing it. Oh, yes,
I'm
it
going to
is.
stop you.
Yes, it is.
Do that way. So then, because you've got a piece of glass, everyone can see what you do.
That is a good idea.
There's either a 1, 2, 3. 9.
That all done.
Across the bottom. 3.
Get in.
No.
Oh,
You missed one there.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to get into now. I was moving that. I haven't finished yet. Shut up. I haven't finished. I will count and check myself. Or you tell me I've got it wrong. Let me get there first. Right. 1. That one there. And let's just rest down
Yeah.
and touch that. That's not going to.
So basically, the way I did it, just right there.
And so that little cool thing. Is it called a visor?
Yes, that's
It's to let the graphics card basically lay, rather than that way, it lays that way.
in the vertical.
Yeah, that's the one.
Although this case does allow you to do both.
I quite like it being up.
Actually, no, this case doesn't.
So that's why that. We're here to put.
Yeah, so
It's intentionally
well,
designed.
you can use a low profile graphics card in there.
It was intentionally designed to be up. Yeah. Which is why everyone said it's so important. Everything I've read on the case and watched videos, when they were talking about thermals and things like that, and I will add some links in the description, guys, to other videos that I've watched. that I've learnt bits about. They say it's really important with fan placement and making sure they're all going the right way because of where the card sits to blast it up and then the right way, rather than letting it circulate.
Just to pop that in its place, so all that's got to do is go in the graphics card slot exactly the same way the graphics card does.
Oh, and we did that earlier, so that goes down.
You've got a bit more to line up this time.
That has to go in there. Feel right.
Right, so for this case,
that doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
do I have to take that out first?
You have to take this one out here.
That's why it doesn't feel right. Then.
Yeah, so your board has gone in.
That wants to sit in where that is blocking it off.
Yeah. So your board is one step down, other board. Right. So normally where your PCIe
that would come up in that hole that's already there, but because we've used it, we take them out.
No, it's because on this board you've got this sink, right, that sits where this should.
Okay.
So your first PCIe lanes, your M.2. So
and
you dropped it to the next one.
In there like that.
Yep. Put it in the screw you just
push that down. That's clicked. I'm guessing it's clicked because it won't go in anymore.
Get the levers up.
Screw that there, back in there.
That's the screw I took out earlier. There's the screw I took out. That one's good back where the gap is.
Doesn't want it. Yeah. Wasn't quite going in right. Right, so that's okay. What was this for?
So that's to go where the gap is.
Why do I need to worry about putting that back in?
So it doesn't affect the air or the waveform.
Even though it's full of holes.
They're full of holes.
Even though it's full of holes, I'm going to put that bit of metal is going to make all the difference, is it?
Be surprised.
Okay, that's fine. It would help if I actually put it in. Okay. Okay. Oh.
There might be a little lip on it, on the actual that looks like.
Which means I now need to unscrew that again. That will. Yeah, that's what I mean. It has to go in it before I screw it in. That's why I unscrew it. This isn't. I've got to say, this isn't as hard as. Well, no. Like I say, I've watched so many videos in the last couple of weeks, guys, being like, yeah, okay. Some have made it look really easy. Some have made it really hard. I have watched some videos of people doing it for their first time with someone like you that knows what they're doing, helping. And I've got to say, it's not. Watching them, I still go. That still looks pretty hard. But actually doing it
is easy.
Doesn't feel that hard.
It's literally. The thing is, I've never seen this.
It's just adult Lego.
I've never looked at this case before. Never seen it.
I used to do this for a job. I used to charge people money to build their computers. If you're not good at it, you're not going to work.
Yeah, but when you've never seen the case before, you don't know how it works. Work it out in your head.
Before you do it, yeah.
Before you start.
Right, so that's in. I'm guessing now the next thing to do is to stand it up and drop that in place.
So you can stand it up.
So then you can feed all the cables into the boxes, get them out of the way before card goes in, because that's going to block up all of that room, isn't it?
Yeah. So, or what you can do when you're positioned now, start putting your power cables in the board.
Right, okay, let's do that then. What ones what cables need to go
away? So we do have to move it forwards. Have to lift it.
Okay.
So you've got your front I/O cables and stuff now. Alright.
I'm guessing this big cable.
And your fan cable.
Oh, I've got to try and get that floor again now. So this big cable goes in there, doesn't it? But there's no other way that goes. So actually, I'll take that back out.
But wherever
can you pass that up through the next one? Well, it's up here, though. It might as well come through this top one, hasn't it? Plug straight into it, because then there's less cabling in the box.
That comes up through there.
Guessing, again, this will only go in one way.
So if you look at the tab,
so if it comes all the way out and then turns back on itself.
Find where the little tab is.
Yeah, so it turns back on itself there.
Then it just puts it in, put a bit of pressure behind it. Be a bit stiff, but it will click.
Right, is that?
As long as there's no gap between plastic.
I think that's right.
And all you do is just pull that one tight, pull it through. make it look a bit neater. Then we've got the top ones. So each of these cables, depending on the power supply you go for, will be labelled. They'll have what they're written for. So this will have side. You know that goes for the CPU side, which is up here.
Oh, I was looking round where we put the chip.
So that's your 4-pin, and your 8. Yep, so you basically
go.
You rotate it around the way you want it to go. Always use it there.
That way, yeah.
Right. So now this is why we do this before that goes in.
Before, because otherwise I'd have to try and put my hands on here to do it.
And then you've got your 4-pin, which goes into. So all this is for extra power for the overclocking it.
Which was actually something I was going to talk to you about, as if it's something I need or not, especially gaming streaming off the same rig, is it? And because I know that these cards and boards and chips are designed a bit more on the AMD side for the overclocking.
No, so AMD themselves have a clock count that goes. So if your chip is set to 90 degrees, the AMD chip will push itself so it hits that thermal level. Once it hits that thermal, it can't go any higher. But the overclocking side of it is you change.
That's what people were on about, going in and changing the
BIOS.
Was it the volts?
The voltage.
I've watched some videos and I'm sure they talked about something about balancing and voltage and things.
So you can reduce the voltage, you can increase the voltage, you can change the multiplier. Change
that's part of overclocking.
And as the more you
we'll stay away from that.
Yeah, generally is easier to. The more you change, the more power the CPU requires, or the less power.
Right. So does it then make it do a different job?
No, it's exactly the same. You just push it that little degree harder than needed.
Right.
So it's neither here nor there. Most people do it just because they want the number. Overclocking, everybody goes on about overclocking. It's all about number. People want to post the highest number. They buy the most expensive chip, all picked, and all this fun jazz.
There's nothing I've got to worry about.
You wouldn't need to do it.
Right. Okay, that's fine.
Unless you really struggle with that. Then you might.
I'll have a new computer by then.
So we've now got that plugged in. So now we're on to the front I/O.
Right, which is
all the front stuff.
The buttons on the front.
All the buttons, all the USB ports, Type-C ports.
So by the look of those,
these all have different places on them.
I was going to say, is that these top ones here that
look at it?
No.
So this one's going to be
is this one of those
that area. You should be able to see from that plug what that's going to fit.
Actually, yeah, that needs.
Does it need to go up one?
Yeah. To me, that looks like that's. If I move out of the way, to me, that looks like.
Which is why I'm just pushing the cable through.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying that is that one there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I say it looked like that's where it went. Goes that way. I don't like pushing the bits in, I've got to say.
Followed by.
Right, that doesn't feel like it's in to me. That's not in. It's clicked, but it doesn't look like it's in. Even from the glass at the front, it doesn't look like it's in. Alfie's asleep, is he? Oh,
yes,
bless him.
That's him. Then you've got this one here.
2 seconds.
That one there now.
This one here, I've got to take this cap off.
Yep, so that's just a protective cap. Get that off.
Right, that's got a little chunk missing out the bottom. Your phone on you? Mine, yeah, mine's out there. That one? Oh.
Yep, so that's the little one there. I don't believe there's a special way for it to go in.
No, I was going to say there's no. It doesn't appear to be a.
Just make sure you get in straight.
Feel like it.
Helps if you put it in straight.
Right, yep, that one's in.
That's done.
Okay.
Next two are the harder two. You will struggle to find.
Okay. What are the next two? Oh, I'll get on my knees again tonight. I like the fact you're passing them through the bottom tells me that they're probably these bottom ones.
Give you an indication.
Yeah. So I'm looking for one that's L. One that's missing the middle one.
No,
And one that's missing that one that's missing the L there, which is that one there, because or one of those two there, because they're
so
both.
if you look at them, tell you what it is.
F panel, HD audio.
Then what you're looking for on the board.
Tell me on the board what they're for.
A specific panel as each one.
Oh, right bloody underneath. USB, it says USB 1. It says USB on the other one.
Yeah,
That doesn't help.
so.
Up there it says SATA, so there's none of
So
them.
I'll give you a clue.
I know.
HD audio's in slightly the wrong.
TB header. Add gen. The header.
Right, so your front panel, your front I/O. Okay, so that is here. Here it says power switch. What you've got to do is line up those pins. Now, back in the day, it used to be individual.
So you would have to get each one in the right
twin
place.
pin had to go in the right place. Now,
So why is that? So that's gone in there, yeah, and
So
that's
that's
what
your-
2,
so if I
4,
put
6.
that-
So that's 10. Why is there like 20 pins?
because if you read underneath the pin, it tells you what they're for.
Oh, very, very small. LED, HDD, 1, speaker. Right, okay.
So you'll have power up here, reset underneath. It's hard drive.
Fine.
So hard drive LED, power LED.
Obviously, the power button tells the power supply that everything gone, and then
Yeah, so-
diverts the power to the right places.
Do you know earlier when we did the
So if
first
they're not
test,
pinned in the right. That's why you screwdrivered the right pin to turn it on.
that only comes with knowledge of what you do.
Now, what happens if we built all this and I moved that over one? It's still
Wouldn't work.
quite clearly going to fit in the holes. What would
Wouldn't
happen? It wouldn't just go pop.
Wouldn't work at all. When you went to press power button,
Nothing would happen. Right, okay.
So this one should be this one, unless it's a
The one that's fallen.
unless there's a HD audio underneath that. That one with the plastic around it, because that rises in the way.
Which we should have probably taken out.
No, it's not an issue.
RGB header, add gen, TB header. I can't really tell what's meant to be what. To be. Hold these out of the way.
No. So this one, HD audio is right at the far end of the power.
What's HD audio?
That'll be your front audio.
Right. So if I put headphones into, then I normally put mine into my microphone. So if that wasn't plugged in, then would I still have audio out of my speakers and my microphone? Or wouldn't I just wouldn't have it out of that jack. Oh. Again, it becomes one of them. You haven't got to. If you didn't really.
So if you don't
audio out your jack.
Don't want audio at the front. Okay. But the advantage of the audio adapter, it'll only go in one slot. If you look, the only one that's got this one.
So that one there says TB header. What's that? Oh, do they all? So they all do very specific jobs.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at there's obviously there's pins up here. There's about 10 on the board in places that haven't got anything on them. I'm looking at what we've got left to plug in. I'm going, well, we haven't got enough things to fill all them holes.
So if you grab the board, this one.
That's just due to things like wireless cards and other bits and pieces that you may want to put into your machine.
Got your manual. Usually.
Again, guys, this is more about me obviously trying to learn than just dragging a video
So
out.
in here you'll have glossary, tell you specifications, everything on there. But as you cycle through, you get one that's
Oh, right.
all labelled.
1350, so then you could look at what's what.
There will be
Expansion slots.
there's 13 which is clear CMOS. We just put it into my audio. So when you
So if you're not sure, just by looking, you can look at instructions.
Yeah.
It will tell you where they need to go.
you
So
can
it
look at online or you can put in your book. You can see we're in 15. One you were looking at was 12 Aurora RGB.
Which is that what we're going to plug?
No, so that comes with RGB headers, the board will supply.
Like mine, like that one there with the lights on the
Strips and
back.
things like that.
Right.
That's a Zeus product.
Yeah.
When you buy
So
the
because
Zeus-
I got the Asus Prime board in that one, haven't I?
Yeah.
And it's got the it actually has RGBs on the motherboard. So does this one have RGBs built into the board?
it's possible.
I can't see any.
I don't know.
I was going to say I can't see any.
I don't think there was when we did.
No. But you can see on mine on the back there on the case look, because I've never worked out how to bloody change them, which is why I've actually
Actually,
changed.
it's just software.
Oh, I was saying I've had to change all my fans and lights to match the blooming board because I cannot work out how to change the colour on the board or how to turn the board lights on and off. So I changed everything else to match the lights on that one.
That one.
Because like I said, I literally am a PC idiot. It doesn't.
Right, so this is your USB headers. You gotta find that.
These ends. No,
This is
that end
goes into the board. See if you can find the USB.
Not those top. Those big ones. Got to be one of them bottoms. By the look of it. By the look of it, it's one of those bottom two with the plastic. Now there's two there that look exactly the same.
They're both exactly the same. Your choice which one you.
That way. Oh, that's very tight. Without.
So if you look at the pins,
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm trying to just get it in the.
it has a specific pin order. It won't be that one.
It is because that bottom one's missing. Where look?
Yeah. Usually have. Slides in. Go very far.
That in properly. Feel like I pushed it that far.
Doesn't go in very far. That's one of them.
And
And
that does what?
that controls your.
That controls the NZXT box. Those ones. Okay. I've got to put that one in next to it.
Yep. So this one goes in next to it.
If you come the other side of that, that's it. Yeah, come up in there. And so.
All right.
Yeah, like that.
Then that's all nice and tidy. Sometimes you get extra ones up here. Sometimes you. This just depends on who made the board, how much you pay.
Right, okay.
And then all this stuff, all this does is just plug in.
This is all external.
This is all. This all plugs in exactly the same format, exactly the same pin out.
Right.
These are just extensions. What you just plugged in one of those was extension.
This allows you to then have the control units wherever you need to.
Yeah.
Want.
That means you can hide the control units in.
Rather than them having to go right there because the cable's only that long.
Yeah. Then at least that way you haven't got to worry about it. That one is your pump.
Or that goes into the cooler.
We're going to
We don't know where that one goes yet, but we're going to pull it, It's going to go.
And then on this board, where you pull the manual out again, there'll be a header for
Is that the one that said AIO pump? There?
Yeah.
That what this one here says AIO pump.
Yep, so that's that one.
So that goes what into there? No, that goes into there.
Yep. No, that goes into the.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That one there that goes in that hole there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this little one here.
Oh, I didn't see the other cable. Yep.
We'll plug into there.
But it's got to come through the same hole there, isn't it?
So we'll probably not pull that through there.
So we need to put this in next and see where it sits, yeah?
Okay. As long as you haven't lost your screws, you're all good.
So the screws are there. So that can sit down in there, can't it?
Yep.
This then.
Well, pull these cables out of the way.
So they don't get caught.
Catching them. And then washing it.
I'm trying to have one underneath there. Thing. All
The downside to
just wait
this,
finds.
so the downside to this cable, your cable is this side. Yeah, so you have to go over the top.
I'm not trying it because it's angled, isn't it, in the corner? And there's actually a specific cutout there for.
Specific cutout for that. You can put the fans over here, but as you can see, there's no gap.
No.
So they have to run over that way.
And then they've got to run over the top of the cooler.
Yeah.
Or, I'm guessing, they're long enough. Could you run them down, round, and back?
You can do.
But then they still got to come over the top there, haven't they? I was just thinking about if they lay across the radiator, will they not get hot?
No, it just detracts from the airflow. That's all.
Right.
Just run them down.
So this is just where it comes to taking your time to channel the wiring where you want it to. And you could spend 30 seconds running it over the top, or you could actually feed it round and make it look pretty. But ultimately, it's still going to do the same job no matter how you run it. It's just how you want it to look.
Yeah. And also, you've got to look at how far your case top. Got a big case.
Like we did in that one.
Yeah. So no, that one's quite. There is no case top.
Oh no, it bolts to the underside, doesn't it?
Yeah.
On that one. Yeah.
So this part here is flat on your case, and that's it. Whereas this one has a lid. Something like that.
That white top bit.
That bit?
The non-glass bit.
That's that.
Yeah, that's the top. The other one's.
So downside to that is cables.
Because we've gone for white, where if they were black cables, you wouldn't see them.
You still see them because you've got white. So either way, you're going to see them.
Right.
It's just how you want to run it.
So it's how we route the wiring.
So in essence, we could take one RGB header.
So I've got to say, I actually quite like the look of if we're able to feed them, actually feed them.
So I
around
don't
the case there.
believe that's going to be able to sit underneath it.
No. So it's got to be under the back there. That's what I mean. That's why when you said that, that's why I was looking at this. Look, can they come through there?
They can if the cables are long enough.
Or look, do they go through there? What's under there? Yeah, I think they come through there, Cole, look, and then come through here.
You can run them that way.
Because then you're not going to see them. I don't think if you. Yeah, and then they go through here. You're not going to see them.
I'll get these ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking now. That's what I was thinking about here.
So you got to get these other ones.
Because will they go through?
Down the back.
I don't know whether I'll get them through all of them. Through.
No, see, if you look now, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, see, they're not going through that. That block there isn't big enough here.
No, for the plug. So in essence,
yes, it is. Yes, it is. So that can come through there. Then you can sit that cable in there. That's one. Just how many I could get through that hole because it is a bit tight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get.
So you want that one to go through there. Right? Increases your cable. Why do you give you cable tie?
There's a natural channel here. Kind of cool. That being, is that just well thought out, or is that just luck?
I think that's more of not so much designed, because I don't believe that they would have thought 100%.
Is it? Well, this whole case is designed for AIO, isn't it?
No, the whole case is designed for water. Not necessarily.
No, yeah, but this top is quite clearly designed to have a radiator.
The radiator, yeah.
That's what I mean. The top is designed to have a radiator in it. There you go. And that hole is big enough to get that. That's what it makes. That's what I mean. Yeah.
3-3.
I don't know if it's going to be big enough. I said it was big, but because I'm starting to feel cables through it.
So what you could do.
Starting to make. Oh no, there's one there. There's another one there.
So what you could
I've
do
got
is
one
undo
more
screws and
cable.
put it forward slightly.
Yeah, I've got one more cable. Not a lot of room though.
No.
Do that one.
Cool.
We've got the other ones. There we go. Got something in it.
That should just.
All flat. I can just loosen this up a little bit, tuck it down, and then tighten it back up again. I mean, it's a hole, not a slot.
No, I mean doing this here. But
Or from underneath. And that means I'm doing all the fans though, motherboards. I'd have to take the whole thing back out. That's enough though, isn't it? The cables are there out of the way. See them. I'm not going to see them. Out of the way.
so in essence, get those screws back.
Yeah, they're hidden out. I'm not going to see them. On the tops, on top, you're not going to see it. Remember, so look, by the time that's on, you'll not see it though, and you can't see them from underneath. Can't see them underneath.
Oh.
Can't see them through there. So
That's them all done. Now,
dinner ready yet?
hello.
No, not quite. I'm sorry.
No, still going. Because you've got to put water cooling in there in a minute. It's not going to take much longer.
We're nearly done. Sorry, Beck.
We've just got to do the cable tidying up.
You're not fading away. You're not. I promise you, you can go 7 days without food if you have water. Go make a cup of tea. Now, if you're fat, you go even longer than 7 days because your body starts to eat itself first. Yeah, but if you're skinny, 7 or 8 days before you have to start worrying about food. You've only been a couple of hours.
What am I doing? If I crack on,
I think Cole's missus is really wanting her kebab, guys.
if I crack on, you ring when I'm heading towards the kebab shop.
It won't be long because we need to eat dinner as well, Bex. But the more you keep him on the phone, the longer it takes.
Alright, love you.
I love you too.
See you soon in a bit. Bye. See you later. Bye.
Yeah, Cole's missus wants a kebab. I'm sorry, I'm going to get you in trouble, aren't I? Keeping you out so long. So they now have all got... I need to sit down for a minute. I'm stood up for too long.
Right, I'm just going to plug these cables in.
Yeah.
Cables.
They're the ones that go into the NZXT controller. It's basically a male and female clip, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they go in one way.
They go in one position.
Yes, babe, we can have a kebab for dinner tonight as well. That's fine. So like I say, I'm going to just sit down for a minute, guys. No, I'm not being super lazy. As I've said, I know there's new people in chat coming in. I am recovering from a hip replacement, and I've been stood up far too long, and I'm getting very sore, and I need to sit down for a minute. If I took my trousers down and showed them my scar, I'd get demonetised and done. Yeah. I've got like, it's probably the only thing on my body that's like 13 inches, but it's a very big scar. Why is my studio kicking off? The audio stream bitrate is not quite right, apparently. You can all hear me now, can't you? Sure you can.
You should be able to stay sat down for this.
Should.
Right, so what I want to do wires to get
Right, what wires are these?
So
These
are going to be for fans. I want a torch. Find where your fan headers are. Not the CPU one. The IO one. Not the IO one. Just the other ones.
That one says AIO pump.
So what that one?
That one says CPU fan. That one says CPU opt.
Yeah, so have you got any other fans anywhere else?
The top. That one says plus 5 volt D and 2 plus.
It'll all be the same style bit.
Is it just a straight 4 pin?
It'll be 3 or 4 pin.
I've got 3 black ones and 2 white ones.
And they'll all say fan.
That's all that's left at the top of the board. The one down there says CHA fan 1. Oh, yeah. There is one down there that says CHA. That one says CHA fan 2.
Yeah, chassis fan 2.
So what are they?
They're the chassis fans. That's what we're looking for.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got one on this side, on this right side, halfway down the board. There.
Yep.
That says fan 2, and then one in there says 1. But that says chassis
we're not
fan
going to bother
1.
with that
says
one.
chassis fan 2 here.
I'm not going to bother with that one.
Any
So
reason
we're going
why?
to go because it's going to have the cable all the way.
Oh, right. Okay.
So we'll leave with that one. So we'll go with that one.
Yeah.
That'll do one. Actually,
I'm gonna have to.
no, just.
I say, can we not do what we did on my one in here, where I've got cables running through that guard? Needed.
So I'm going to push the cable through.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll get it to chassis 2.
Into chassis 2. That's all. No, this is chassis 2.
1. Get into chassis 1.
Guessing goes.
So if you look at the pin and then you look at the actual. What's the name?
Yeah, it's trying to get my little hand, in it. And if I get this wrong, break my ball.
No, not really. Turn it on.
Can't get my hand in. From being sat here, hand in there. Hang on.
So it goes one way.
I'll get back on the floor.
No, you stay sat there.
No, it's all right.
A little bit. Only because that riser card's annoying.
That's what I mean. Is it worth taking it back out? Made it awkward by doing that? Oh, you've done it. So what are we going to do? Drop it in behind the fan? There's room between the fan and the board by the look of it. Oh, you're going to go in there.
You have a little bit of white showing.
Yeah, that's fine. No,
It'll hide it
that's
as
as
best
far
as
as
it
that
can.
goes in. Yeah, that's fine.
That'll hide it as best as we
that's
can.
fine.
For that.
Can't hide everything. Got to come from the back to the front, isn't it? And then the other
they give
one.
you white cable.
Huh?
This one, how high up is it?
I want to come through this one here, mate.
That's that through?
Yep. Yep. Got it. Again. So, look at. This is why you always had torches, isn't it, when you were shot? Yep.
Yep, and then you've got one that says fan optional, CPU optional, up here.
Oh. No, I've got AIO pump.
One that says CPU.
CPU fan and CPU OPT. Yep. That's the one I want. CPU
How far
ops.
down is it?
CPU ops there.
Yeah, just plug that into that. Then, downside to all these RGB. But that one.
Which one again? Can't get it in the hole. There we go. Right.
That one goes into the pump. Oh,
AIO pump.
Yeah.
But that's got 3 pins in it, and that's got 4 pins.
As long as that prong, the plastic prong, has to
Goes into the right place.
First 3 pins furthest away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
In all the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Now.
Well, this side says connect SATA power before turning on.
Because don't connect SATA. Pump's not.
Right.
If your pump don't run, keep your load.
Watch it.
Not fright, damage it. The machine will have a built-in thermal shutdown point.
It turns itself off.
When it will go, that's enough.
I'm going to shut off to save destroying myself.
So what you want to do is grab the pump. Grab it. That's your pump.
Out of the way. Right, it's flat. Come again.
So, you want to position your cables how you want. Don't touch the bottom of it.
Okay. Sorry.
Because you've got glue down there. Not glue, but paste.
Okay.
So how do you want that positioned? Like that? Or
I actually quite like that.
Okay.
That's going to be too much, too
tight.
Too tight. That is going to bend the way it doesn't want to bend. That's a natural position.
This here is very specific.
I'm letting you watch it. So it feels like it's lock key. So it goes in and then turns and locks in place, and it locks itself into place.
You now put the thermopaste on. Yeah. That
No,
goes in.
I know why that's
So-
struggling, but this here, why it's struggling, it's catching again. Yeah.
Or you don't force.
Can you take that out and then what? Put it in afterwards, or can it only run with? Will it run with? That'll go in when it's clicked in place, won't it?
It'll go in once it's in. Just undoing the. Yeah. Down.
We're only undoing the one because the cables are going to get.
As long as it.
Right, so I'm going to let Cole do this little bit, guys, because if I get it wrong, this is where I break, and waste a lot of money. So that paste that's on the underside,
Thermal paste.
what is that? What's it for?
There's a thermal paste. What it does, it allows the CPU to transfer its heat more efficiently. So metal and materials are not 100% flat. So nothing is completely flat. So there's some sort of line.
Right.
And all that does is just help it.
Like that.
So it basically
Fine, 'cause
fills
then
the gaps.
It keeps it off the RAM as well.
Fills the gaps. Doesn't allow.
So like when I put the shelves up today, obviously the wood's a little bit bowed. So the screws pull it flat so it's touching it all the way around, so there's no little gap out there. Basically the paste is doing the same thing between the cooler and the chip. It's closing that gap up. It's doing what a screw would do. It's pulling it. It's pulling it down.
No, it's filling the space. So it's allowing. So if you had a little tiny groove, piece of metal, put your thing on there.
An imperfection.
What was underneath that wouldn't get any cooling.
Why?
Because it wouldn't be touching
The
it.
paste fills the gap in
The
and allows
paste
the
fills the
cool-
gap,
right.
so it allows the even cooling of any surface.
Right. Okay. There's basically any imperfections in the metal.
That's why you have different grades of coolant.
So why did we get an extra syringe of
Because that was
thermal
just
paste?
something that the scam were doing.
Oh right. Okay.
They just offer you that
Right. Okay.
as an incentive to buy from.
So we wouldn't have needed, if that was a separate purchase, we wouldn't have needed to buy that if we're putting a cooler in. But if we weren't putting the AIO in,
we would already have it on that.
Oh right, okay.
Everything usually comes with thermal paste pre-installed. Right. The only stuff that doesn't is water cooling stuff.
Right.
Used to go.
So when this went in the shop, my PC went in the shop about 6 months ago for a clean. When I started actually using it again, because it was literally chocker with dust, and they took it out, they cleaned everything out, and they said obviously they reapply the thermal paste. I guess, and they took that cooler off, cleaned it all, and then put fresh stuff on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So in essence, that's all ready to power up.
Right. I've just got to sort cabling out.
No, we're going to power up in a second.
Right. Okay.
Oh no, we're not ready.
Graphics card.
Yeah.
This is the bit I've been waiting for. Woohoo!
So, well, there you go. I bet you did that.
This is actually the bit I've been waiting for the most, to be perfectly honest. So I get to take this off, yeah? Remove before use. Yeah, let's take that off. So I'm going to wiggle this a little bit here.
You should be able to sit down for this.
Yeah, well this is why I'm doing it, so because the table's actually out of the way a little bit. I can bring this over here a little bit. So you can see it, guys. So actually for the card, I wanted a considerable upgrade. We've gone for, in this one here, I've got the ROG 1080 Ti, which is 12 gig of VRAM, I believe. And this one here is a lot more. Obviously, again, we've swapped over to AMD, and obviously with the cards, I've opted for the AMD side of it. This is I'm trying to read the box over there, a 16 gig RX 7800 XT. So again, I was kind of doing my research beforehand and trying to work out.
Just so you know, your card's not.
Huh?
Card's not.
No, it's here. I'm taking the stickers off. So yeah, I did a lot of research and was trying to work out what kind of card I wanted, because as much as I'd love to, take everyone's advice, which I did also listen to people's advice as well. The problem is I've noticed you've got Intel fans and you've got Ryzen fans, and depending on what person you talk to, depends on go for this one, go for that one. So I decided I'll just look at the data, watch a load of videos, look at the data, and was quite lucky when I was looking at different sites. A lot of them, when they were working on data, the data was the same across multiple channels. Yes, the person making the video, their opinion differed because they were either Intel or AMD, but the facts were the same. So I was actually, I made this purchase on looking at the facts and looking at what FPS it would give me, the price point of it versus like the 4090 Ti and things like that. And this is ultimately where I ended up, that it was a significant upgrade from the 1080 Ti, because that was the other thing as well, trying to find, even though this is what, 10-year-old card, 10, 12 years? I've had it in here 7 years. Albie's 8 in 2-3 weeks. Yeah. No, I had this before we had Albie. Laura was still pregnant, so it's like,
I was shocked.
yeah, that's what I mean. So it's like an 8 to 10-year-old card, thereabouts.
Yeah.
So it's like and it's still a very powerful card. If you have a look online, you'll actually be very surprised that the 1080 Ti still ranks exceptionally high on cards, and we've spoken about this a lot, haven't we? How do I improve the machine and everything I'm doing? Well, the problem is, from the 1080 Ti up, it was mega bucks, which this card, I'm not going to lie, this card was big bucks.
I think that card was more expensive.
Yeah, probably. In fact, yeah, but no, I don't know, because the 1080 Ti set me back like 400 quid at the time, because me and Laura drove all the way to Plymouth to get it from CEX. Because it was like...
Wasn't that the 1080 Ti from...
George? No, the 1080 Ti I bought. The 1070 that I had, I sent back to George because he put it in Orla's machine.
I thought you swapped the 1070 because we bought the 1070 for it. Swapped that.
Actually, yes, we did, didn't we? Yes, I bought the 1070. George had the 1080 Ti. We swapped them over because Orla didn't need the 1080 Ti. I needed more. Yeah, so she had the 1070, so we just swapped them. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, because I still got the pallet case in the loft actually. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, we're rambling now, but yeah. So this made more sense. Going with the 7800 XT made sense. It's what I need. it was a considerable upgrade without spending £1,000 on a graphics card, which was the only other real option. Was to drop £1,000 on the newest of cards, and this is not that far behind it, and it's half the price. So again, like if you're looking for an upgrade on your cards, do your research. That's what I did. Don't just listen to any one person.
But the advantage now you've got is
yeah, I've got a full. This is a full Ryzen machine. This is a full Intel machine, and this is a full Ryzen machine.
No, but you can't. That's a...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Having the two machines has worked quite nicely, because what Ryzen does really well in terms of gaming doesn't do so well in terms of video editing and stuff like that. But the fact I'm keeping this machine means I can, in theory, do my video editing on this one, on Albie's, because he'll be at school. So I could actually do my recording and do my editing, but I think this will still be fine. Yeah, I still think it's going to be fine. But if you go off of just what you read online, it would say that it's not going to be as good. But we shall see. So I was going to say I need to take these out, don't I? And then I need to... Oh, I nearly touched the back of that. Nearly touched the back of that. So obviously I had to go crystal white as well, guys, because the rest of the build is going white. You know, it would have been very rude not to have gone crystal white. It says here there's an LED switch.
Yeah, so option.
Yeah, it's a little red. This basically turns that on red, which I will actually put on because it looked cool just having one little bit of colour in the build.
Yep, that'll be on automatically.
Is it on automatically? So this, I'm guessing, we pop that down, yeah?
Yeah.
Like that.
Same way as you would normally.
Except this does what? Goes in there.
Line it up with the actual spot underneath.
There, I think.
Slot in, click in.
Like that. That's it. Okay. And then I want to screw these in. See, that looks so difficult. Like it just, I don't know. The whole process really scared me, to be honest. It's so much money. I mean, you know, we're not beating around the bush, guys. I'm not gonna lie and say that I've only spent 600 quid and I've been given this and given that, because I haven't. This build, yes, that was the case. This one I've paid for. You know, this is the better part of about £2,000 worth of chip and graphics card and everything else in it. And it was genuinely scary, the thought of building it myself, because a shop only charges like £100 to build it, and you think, well, they're experts. This, you know, they're a shop. It's what they do. And it always worried me that if I did something wrong, you know, it's a lot of money to throw away to then have to replace something as well. That's what worried me.
I have seen people bend.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what genuinely worried me, is that I would break something like that. You know, it's
like when you thought about
£700 graphics card. I break it, I have to buy another one. Then I'm up to 1,400 quid. Yeah. On graphics cards because I did something wrong, and it really scared me to do it and get something wrong, to be honest. I still don't think I'd have wanted to do this without you being here.
It's like earlier when you said about putting the paste on the seat.
Yeah.
I have seen some damage it.
Like I actually said to you, why is there none on the other side?
You have to clean the chip off, but the board's fucked.
Ah. And the board's 200 quid. So then you're looking at, yeah. So even that on its own is quite an expensive fuck
mistake.
Up.
Yeah. It happens. You do see it. I've seen Ryzen 9. What is it? Ryzen 9.
Yeah.
Dead pins because they installed it incorrectly.
You know, I actually think that was a very cool idea though when you suggested the black board. The black and white looks.
Going with the white board would.
Yeah, I actually really like how the black board's there.
Yeah, so you have the white graphics card because originally we were looking at that other one.
That horrible one, yeah.
But not horrible.
It was. Actually, the white one of it looks really nice.
It's not horrible, it's just not the best in the world.
The Hellhound crystal white one actually looks quite nice.
Yeah.
And the crystal white version does actually have swappable LEDs. Yeah.
The other one only had blue ones.
Yeah, and blue wouldn't have looked right in this. So yeah, I kind of made a mistake with that one.
Blue does look right if the rest of it's going blue. Blue and white does go.
Yeah, it's just.
But everything else has to go.
Then there's no point having full RGBs. I should have just bought blue lights. It does look very cool. I've got to say,
Right. So.
Sorry, right, I'm coming. Oh,
No, you can stay where you were.
No, it's alright. I've had a good sit down.
No, I've got 2 fans.
Right. These come through.
It's at the bottom.
Right.
2
Okay.
bottom fans. But.
So I've just put the graphics card in the way of. Yes.
But I don't think we've got enough headers.
So, are you saying my fans won't work?
One's at the basement.
Do I need to take the graphics card back out so we can have a look? Can I take the card back out? I've got one.
Need to.
I've got to unscrew these, haven't I? I'm not going to get my hand in there to clip those in without taking the card out.
Well, at the end of the day, put one in.
So I'll take the card back out, yeah? See, look, he did this for a living, guys, and he still makes mistakes.
Hey, I'm at the back of the machine. So make sure you stay here.
Yeah, exactly. You're at the back. You should have told me there was cables left over. You were the one plugging everything in. Right. So to take this back out, I just need to push that clip down, yeah? Yeah. Now, from there is lock it back in place again.
The best thing to do is go from behind it. Go from behind it. Go from behind it.
I can't, mate. I can't get it out. Now it feels like it's half locked in and not locked in. I don't want to let go of it. Huh? I don't feel like that is. There you go. What did I do wrong?
So you're going from behind and push that down.
Right,
from the front.
Oh, okay.
And your riser will move. This
Right.
is all going to move because it's on a flex.
Oh. Where's your phone? Turn your light off. Yeah. Swipe it down. Yeah. It seems like, although it's a very cool case, it does feel like there are some dead areas. Like all under here. Look, obviously there's fans under here, but look, there is no way of putting anything under here. But that's a huge dead area.
There we go. Okay, put the gap back in.
Now I'll put the card in.
It's just those 2 headers that need to be plugged in. I've got those fans underneath this case.
Let's try this again.
Bloody break it.
Yeah, watch me fuck it up now.
Make sure that clips down. Put it in the...
Yep. I think so. I think it's in. Why is it working? I think it's in. I'll soon know if I'll get it wrong, won't I? It won't. Huh? Really? Don't say shit like that, man. God. Genuinely make me think I'm going to blow my own new computer up. No. Right, what am I doing here?
This cable.
I can't even see that. Okay.
See it now?
Oh, this one here, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't looking in the right place. Yeah, okay.
Oh, don't pull it too hard.
Oh, okay.
Bump should go through now.
Right.
That goes into the GPU. You should be able to see the 2 plugs.
Yeah. LDs I've had not a lot of. All right. 2 lots of cables there. Okay. Got back there, aren't they?
That's it.
So that's now putting the power to the graphics card from
the
power supply, because the other end of that is that one we clipped in earlier. Right.
So, still not fully in together. Grab the USB stick from your old machine.
Is it finished? Do I need to do anything or just pull it out?
Yeah, just pull it out.
Just pull it out. That's what she said. Ah, there we go. On there. I think you need a new USB. How many times you bent that? I've just pulled it out bloody straight. It came out of the machine like that.
So now we need a USB mouse and keyboard.
Oh, I didn't think about a mouse and keyboard.
Mouse and keyboard.
I didn't think about that. Take out these ones. It's not like they're actually attached. Well, they are still attached to the computer actually, but they're not doing anything without monitors and bits, are they? So let's disconnect that completely. The mouse. Oh, twat! Tip that upside down. Now all the cable ties and everything that was in it all come out.
I just need that. There. Make it so you're happy with where it's set. That's on, is it?
Right. Yeah. No. Pulled it out the wall. Just push that chair back. Yeah, it's on now. Caught on there. Right. Moment of truth, guys. What do we think? Did we fuck it up?
So if we see
have I made a mistake? No, we're not going to go there if you see smoke, because you've got your vape on and I know what you're going to fucking do. You were going to blow smoke around the side of it, so I think it actually popped. Right. Now what? Is it literally ready to turn it on now, yeah? Did we fuck it up? That's the big question. You haven't plugged something in, have you? You're a twat. You are a bellend. You are an absolute bellend. Hey! That's super loud. Something's making a noise. That fan's touching these cables here on this side. Ouch, that's my finger. Ouch. Yep, those ones there. Oh, look how cool that looked. Oh, that is really nice. Cool. What's that mean? What's that saying?
Asking about thermals.
Why are the fans on the graphics card spinning 3 different ways? Those two are going that way. That one's going that way.
That's where it's designed.
Oh right, okay. Oh, that looks so cool. That looks so cool. I love it. I really, really like it. That is so nice. Really like that. Okay. Language, English UK, keyboard or input method UK, yeah?
Yep.
And next. Install now?
Yeah.
Ah, there we go, guys. Cole taught me right. We didn't mess it up. How cool's that?
Yeah. I don't have a problem.
Cool.
How you choose your Windows.
Right, what do I do
So
here?
if you want Windows Home, Windows Pro.
No, what do I want? What's the difference?
Sometimes the programs. So you have, I think Windows Pro, they're both the same sort of price. Put in it.
Fine.
So you choose whether you want the Pro variation
Might as well have the Pro one, haven't we, for in case there's any extra features on
I
it.
think the Pro's about £4 or £5 more expensive.
Yeah. Fine. So we just click on the Pro or Pro N. What's the difference?
On the Pro.
Yeah.
So N is the not the network, it's the price.
So just the normal Pro.
Yeah. So then click next. Should show up your drive. Accept. And just customize.
Customized install.
Yep, next.
Let that do its thing.
That will then install, do its thing, restart.
How long does all that take?
However quick the machine.
Oh, right, okay. That's not a networky type thing.
No, so now we can put the front panel back on.
Right.
There's nothing, don't think there's anything in here we need to look at.
I need to take all this off the
So
glass.
take all the crap you want to take off the glass.
So I've also got all those bits of...
Nothing else you want to put inside, is there?
Not right now, no. So take this glass back off and clean it all, because I'm not going to like fingerprints on it.
There shouldn't be fingerprints on it unless you put them on it.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've put them on it, handling it. I know I have.
No, if you look up to the light with the glass
Yeah, I can already see the fingerprints. Look. Yeah, I know. I did them. I did them earlier by accident.
Slide it in place and then use your thumb screws. It should be.
We put them over here. Sorry guys, you're going to get a nice view of my ass for a minute. Okay. That's for the bottom, so we'll put that one in a minute when it's done what it needs to do. That's the back one, but we can't do the back one yet, can we? Until we've done cable management. Don't you dare blow... Why are you blowing smoke in my new computer?
Actually, see.
Oh.
Hands at the bottom.
Have we actually done them the wrong way? No? That's blowing. Oh, I can see the smoke coming up and then out those back ones and up and out this back one here as well. So that's how it's working.
So it's sucking through.
Then blending it. Ah, see? Using a vape to check a machine. Yes, I am happy, babe. Very happy.
That's just going to take 18 million.
Won't take that. Looking around at all the bits we've got there and what I can kind of tidy up while we're waiting for bits to yeah. Don't need this, do I? Doesn't need to be in, so that has to sit. Oh yeah, I'm going to keep it in the box. I'm going to keep everything in the box. I can have them on my shelves, can't I? On show.
You want to go anywhere like that?
No, they'll go in the loft with all the other boxes when I get round to actually putting bits in the loft. There we go, guys. That is one. That is my first ever computer build. I've got to say that it wasn't that bad. I know Cole's been a great help, but I don't. That was not. Like I said before, I was generally scared to do it, but that wasn't as scared. Like now I've done it once, I don't think I'd actually be too worried doing it again. I don't think I'd be as worried doing it again. Because there's nothing there that's made me go, oh, I don't want to do that again.
The only down bad side.
Which, yeah, but you showed me there's an arrow and an arrow. You line the two. That's no different to when you're talking up a cam chain or something. You get the arrows lined up together. So. No, that's all right. I'm going to start putting boxes down here that we're finished with, so that I've got them in two separate. In fact, while this is loading, guys, I will. I promised I'd show you earlier on. So I'm going to take the camera off. In fact, I'll do that in a second. So, like I said to you, that this room was Battleship Grey, and as you can see behind us, it's all been repainted, lovely and white. But only half the room's white because I need to unplug all the computers and everything. And obviously, I wanted to build the new computer and I wanted to do it on stream, like I said I would. So I kind of like the other half of the room is still Battleship Grey. But we also put new shelving up. So if I take this one off of here for a minute, we can actually show you. So we put a load of shelving up there, and you can see all my son's Lego Technic. He loves Lego Technic. He also has a load, as you've probably seen in the background here. This one here's the Lamborghini that you got for Christmas. We got a couple of the science and play ones where he actually has to build the engines and the motors and bits that go with them. Then over here we've got the NASCAR and we've got the Wrangler and some of the other ones as well. And they'll all eventually, we've got more shelves to go on there. In fact, all my other shelving's down there in the corner there. Look. So we've got all of that to do, along with more Lego and other bits. But as you can see, look, the other half of the room is still Battleship. The whole lot, look, is still Battleship Grey.
It's only because you really wanted to be in the Navy.
So yeah, I need to fucking Navy. So I've got to redo all this. This is my current build. As you can see, for anyone who might actually know this, it's a we had it's bright orange. It was custom painted orange. It's got the SHD logo etched into it.
We actually had that painted by the person who done.
Yeah, it was painted by Garage, wasn't it? Who did?
It was painted by a friend of mine.
Yeah, a friend of yours who did all the he does the wheels and the frames and things like that.
It's actually powder coated.
So it's really, really cool. So that's a lovely. It doesn't show it very well on a webcam, but it's a really nice orange with a nice glittery shine to it, which is really, really cool. But yeah, so this is my custom division one that we're obviously upgrading. This is the one I'm going to give to my son. But it's really, really cool. And yeah, like I say, it obviously all still needs painting because I've literally gone halfway across the window and then it's grey again. So I've got the other half of the room to finish painting. So the plan this week is quite literally to finish this, get all this up and running. I've got a few videos that I would like to make this week and get them kind of scheduled for the next 10 days or so. So I'm going to have 2 or 3 days now where I just go really hard on videos. During the day, record, edit, upload, record, edit, upload, record, edit, upload, schedule them over a few days. And then I need to take all this desk down, I need to take all the computers out, move everything to that side of the room, paint this side, and obviously trying to paint over Battleship Grey with white takes about 4 or 5 coats. So yeah, you know, a good few hours, between 6 and 12 hours between coats. And get the first coat on, leave it a few hours with the heating on, put the second coat on, then leave it 12 hours to dry properly, normally overnight. Then the next day do the same thing. So, you know, probably 2 days worth of painting, maybe 3. And then I've got the gloss work to do as well. I'll re-gloss the door, redo the gloss work. I've done glossing all the skirting boards, door frames, things like that. I've got to do that door and that door. As well, so I'll do the walls, I'll do the doors, and then just get the rest of the shelving up. I've got another shelving unit to go up here like we have over here, and then I've got to paint these shelves as well. What my son doesn't know is that I'm actually, you know, he loves his Minecraft, and the whole idea of him having my computer is that he's actually got his own YouTube channel, which I will leave to links in the description down below, but it's AlbiTT. And he does Minecraft streams and videos and bits that we're going to start doing on there. So he's going to have my computer so he can actually do those on his own. He wants to learn to do all his own editing and bits like that, so we'll teach him how to do some of that, and he'll be doing his own bits and pieces. And yeah, this is basically going to become our games room, stream room, home office type thing in the background. Oh, what do I do now, Carl? It says CPU fan speed detection error. Please ensure your CPU cooler is properly connected to the CPU fan header. Consider dropping CPU fan speed.
That's basically just a setting.
Lower limit, or simply set it to ignore in BIOS.
Set it to ignore. Yeah.
It's been on the screen for what?
Wonder run setup.
So what's that for?
That's because we've got the water pump on, not the CPU fan.
Right.
So we have to go into
I'm guessing this is where they're all different. All BIOSes are different because this looks nothing like the BIOS on this one when we've loaded this one up before.
Trying to figure out. So this is all your voltage.
Right, which we're not worried. Do this or do. Anyway, what I'm thinking, guys, is we are probably going to knock this on the head now because we've done all the important bits. There's going to be an awful lot of this now, and yeah, there's nothing else we need to do, really, is there? Not in terms of stream side of it. Okay, one. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of this now, which I really know nothing about. Oh, graphics card fans has just stopped spinning.
They will.
Oh.
Posting. So as it powers down,
and then it'll restart.
Once it so some of the AMD stuff will turn the fans off completely.
Oh yeah, they just kicked in again
until it heats up. Done whenever.
Right.
When it power cycles.
Right. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, we're going to have a lot of this now, a lot of programming stuff, a lot of sorting bits and pieces out. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to end stream there because it's been like 2 hours already. But look, the computer is built and it looks awesome. Really, really cool. I can't wait to actually start banging some games on it. We actually got Avatar with the graphics card, so that's definitely something we're going to be streaming in the week or next week or the week after, some point in the next couple of weeks. Let's just put it that way. We will get on to play Avatar on stream at some point because that looks really, really cool and the computer will handle it. We've also obviously got Starfield. We're still playing Horizon Zero Dawn. There's so many things that we're going to be playing through over the next couple of weeks. Now we've got a nice new shiny computer to play with that yeah, I don't think I'm going to have enough hours in the day to actually do everything I want to do. So we're going to leave it there. We're going to knock it on the head. Thank you very much for coming in, stopping in. And I've had loads of messages in chat that I've actually ignored, or not ignored, just missed until people weren't here, and I'm sorry about that. The joys of building something and getting stuck into it, but I've really enjoyed this process. Thank you very much for coming and helping me, mate. I do appreciate it. It's I am paying him, by the way. He doesn't know it yet, but I am paying him for coming and helping. I'd have to pay a computer shop to build it for me, so the fact that he's teaching me in terms of
that one also.
Oh, it actually looks about the same because you did the same on this one. You pulled all the cables. If anything, this looks smarter because the cables are black and white, where the cables in this are multicoloured cables and I can see them. So this looks cleaner in that sense. But overall, as a build, if I'm just trying to look at the fine details, there's not that much of difference.
Also, that's a dark case with darkish.
That's what I mean. You can't really see that much of it. Where this is bright, you can see everything, and it looks really, really nice. Really nice. Cool. Is this the right country for you? United Kingdom. Yes. Anyway, before I finish this, guys, thank you very much for coming and stopping in. I've really appreciated it. You know, I really do appreciate Cole coming and helping because I wouldn't have done this by myself. I wouldn't have had the balls to try and do this myself without him. So that's the build. Give me a couple of hours and I will update the description, or I'll do it first thing tomorrow with everything that's in this build, all these boxes, everything that's in it. I will leave links in the description. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night and we'll catch you all soon. Good night. Right. About a minute. I think everything. Gotta wait. I normally wait about 10 seconds because there's a delay between me seeing it and stream actually talking to it, which I really do need